إن الحمد لله نحمده تبارك وتعالى ونصلي على جميع أنبيائه ورسله ونستغفر بالله وخير. سبحانك ربنا لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. نعوذ بك اللهم من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه وخليله وخيرته من خلقه. بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة. تركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن استنى بسنته ودعا بدعوته إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله تعالى. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Oh, you believe, have the awareness, the consciousness of Allah by monitoring your life and ensure you are going to die as a Muslim. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. Oh mankind, have the consciousness, the awareness of your Lord and build your relationship with others on three principles: justice, equality, mercy. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Oh, you believe, have the consciousness of Allah and monitor what you say and your means of communication. So, the pillars of Jum'ah is to mention and remind righteousness and piety in three aspects of life. Number one, to monitor your life that you stay as a Muslim. You take measures to die as a Muslim. Number two, build your relationship as a member of humankind member community on equality, justice, and mercy. Number three, control your tongue and your thought and your means of communication. These are a pillar of Friday Jummah. Al-Khutba that you get to reflect on it. You get to hear it is a stop area where you look back through the week and see what you have done out of these three obligations, three manifestations of this called piety and taqwa. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, we have learned in the previous Jum'ah, or before, I welcome the students from Bethel College. They are here every semester, though we feel sad their previous professors had trouble health-wise and someone else taken over. We welcome the new professors who is leading them. Every semester they come here to basically observe and interact and experience firsthand what Islam and Muslims are all about. So we will come there, and I hope it will be a fruitful experience with us. And I would like you to be kind and to help them to understand what we are doing. We have learned Bethel means the house of God. And one thing is about them, that their previous president of that college in Newton, his idea and theme is the college based one vision and principle. That is, you have to be in this life like a pearl, open palm, open. And if it is open, you know what you can do. And actually, you do everything with it. Everything in your life, you do it with your palm if it is open. If it is clenched, you can do nothing with it, really. But if you're going to eat, you're going to study, you're going to read, you're going to walk, you're going to talk, you're going to shake hands, everything in life, you do it with this open palm. And so, from that, their philosophy, they are open to all mankind and do not entertain prejudice or discrimination. Open for all mankind, for all ideas, and learn from it. So this is common between us and them, and we are happy that they are consistent in coming every semester. We have learned that life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went from bad to worse, from difficult to the most difficult issues, especially in Mecca. We have come to see that him sallallahu alaihi wasallam basically for 12 years, 11 years, his journey ended up with him that he's waiting for execution. People around his house, ready, the minute he step out to basically execute him. As if it is the dead end. And that was the peak of the oppression of Quraysh. But maybe some of us get the wrong idea. After this, and since the Prophet Muhammad was able to escape all of that, the hardship of Mecca, the tyranny of Mecca, the death order, and all the torture that he faced, he was able to escape all of that safely and arrive to Medina in a different mode, as a victorious, as a leader, as a most loved person on earth, as having freedom, independent, running their affairs on their hand. Some of us might think problems are over. We are in a basically time free of problem. And that is wrong. This is the wrong concept of life. You will never be free of problem in this life. Never. Because this is how we desire. Honestly, if your life is free of problems, you are not going anywhere. You are not growing. You are not experiencing. You are not developing yourself. You are not using your skills, your iman, your thought, your creativity. You are not using any of it. You are stagnant. You are in a station. You are running like a belt around. Life, a challenge, your ability, your capability, your attribute, your quality, your behavior, your faith, your iman to endure, to persist, to overcome, to be creative, to take over those challenges. And it will be like that all the time. So if we think that way, the Prophet ﷺ arrived to Medina, things went really beyond your imagination how much bad. All of these problems in Mecca were focused on an individual's When you go to Mecca, it's a collective. Imagine arriving to a new land, has its own history, full of all problems. Factions don't get along, fighting more than 120 years on a silly thing. And he wants to bring them together, to settle the immigrants came from Mecca, to establish security, to deal with hypocrites, to deal with other faith community. Within a year and a half, he look around, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to see only well-armed, huge number of an army well-trained, well-supplied, coming on the door of Medina, not for an individual, not for Bilal, not for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, not for Abu Bakr, for the whole Islam and the town Islam to be crushed. So it went bad, yes. One chapter being closed, chapter of Mecca and its trouble and Quraysh. But the problems are coming, and they are more complicated. Those things just are right. They were unable even to settle down, to find the way around, to ensure some food and places to stay in Medina. And now they are in front of their eyes, suddenly facing that army by the leadership of Abu Sufyan, who came all the way from Mecca, well prepared, have surplus of food and munitions, well motivated to crush this new community. And it went on and on. The year after, you know that, the Battle of Uhud, 3,000 came all the way to the mountain of Uhud. And the year after that, 15,000 came up with Medina and their siege. And the traitor from inside Medina were opening the door. So, we need to understand there is nothing in this life, something called time free of problem-free time. There is none. It is always that way, and that is the good for you. The more you basically overcome problem challenges, solve those issues, the more your iman grow, your personality, your attribute, your leadership, your connection to Allah, you have faith in the Quran. So you need it. Otherwise, basically, meaningless. Life is meaningless. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, so we are not going to go about what difficulties they faced in Medina. We are going to come to our situation. And now, we'll put it this way. The racists, the nationalists, the ignorant, saying Muslims and you as a Muslims are the worst people on earth. Allah, on the other hand, saying in the Quran, كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. Allah is saying in the Quran, people of Islam, follower of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam are the best nations in the world. Well, what are you going to do? You hear it every day. By all means and ways. By famous, powerful people. In every corner in the world, this is what it has been said. Muslims bad. Period. Allah said Muslims are good. So, if we just go back to the history and see exactly what Muslims did in the past, so we can predict are they good or no. And see the other ones, what is history say about them. Start with Muslims. Muslims didn't exist yesterday, 10 years ago, 1400 years ago. So they are around. And they are in every corner around the world. So what history say? Went Muslim to Spain. What did they do in Spain? Build the most advanced, brilliant civilizations on integrating all good things of all faith. Actually, the foundation of these today civilizations, advancement, renaissance, was based on the hand of Muslims in Spain. No one can deny this. It is there in the history, it is there in all books, and it is there that all scholars and all those who read history and understand cannot deny it. And the manifestation, the fruit of it, is still up today exists. And based on it, what we have today and enjoy, especially in the science of natural science and advancement. Well, Muslims also went to Asia, not to Europe, went to Asia and looked to Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Pakistan, Bangladesh, India. Go on and on and on. What did they do? Ask the people there and their descendants what Muslims did. Muslims ruled India for 800 years. India enjoyed those three principles: equality, justice, mercy, under the rulership of Muslims. And every part of the world, that's exactly what we're doing. Muslims went to Africa, and the kingdom of Mali was the greatest kingdom, taking over 2/3 of the world. The only competitor to them were China. And also built on these three principles: equality, justice, and mercy. And today Muslims are here, what they are doing. If you ask racist, prejudiced, ignorant, nationalist, they'll tell you they are the worst. If you ask common people, look to their history, they are again building civilization. If, for this country, if only doctors from Sudan and Syria stopped working, hundreds of thousands will die in the hospital of this country every day. If only they stop working, hundreds of thousands. So what they are doing? Nonetheless, to talk about engineers, business people, taxpayers, teachers, all of these. They use criminal acts committed by individuals who lack understanding of Islam and do not practice Islam, and they want to brainwash the American people to believe that Muslims, evil, bad, extremists, terrorists, or at least don't trust them. That is their goal. Don't trust them. Well, flip the page and look to their history. I don't want to go anywhere. Just one example. 75 years ago, a president by the name Roosevelt signed executive order to round up Japanese and put them in a camp. For what? No reason. It was executive order, and someone else wants to repeat the same lasting shame of this country. That is lasting shame of this country. But we don't want to go deep. Go deep, you will see what is it. What the missionaries did from Spain in South America. The Catholic Church, what did they do? Or the colonials on the Muslim world, what did they do? Tell me something up to date, as a legacy, as a source of pride in any of these countries that colonized by those races. So what dear brothers and sisters in Islam, we have to bear in mind, they want, number one, to brainwash people to at least distrust you because of you are a Muslim. Also, they want you to assimilate, change everything, except your skin. You can't change it. They might tolerate it, and they might not, because they are racist. They want to make interpretation to the deen the way it fits the immoral secular values, homosexuality, interest, destroy the family, injustice, discrimination, racism, and so on and so forth. You have to take those. Have your religion compatible to those values. Also, they want to divide you. This is moderate, and this is Muslim liberal, and this is Muslim extremist, and this is Muslim fundamentalist, and this is Muslim. Islam is only one. There is only one fact. There is only one truth, and there is no alternative truth except with Iblis and no one else. We are one. We have one book, one prophet, one qibla, 5 pillars of Iman, 6 pillars of Iman, 5 pillars of Islam. This is who are we? This is how we define. This is the frame of our work and our ummah. وَأَنَّ هَذِهِ أُمَّتُكُمْ أُمَّةً وَاحِدَةً وَأَنَا رَبُّكُمْ فَاعْبُدُونِ. It is, you are one nation and you worship only Him alone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. So dear brothers and sisters in Islam, if, as we said, looking back, we learn to deal with these tactics the way Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companion dealt with those problems. And the principles are the following. Number 1, وَيَدْرَؤُونَ بِالْحَسَنَةِ السَّيِّئَةِ. One of the qualities of those who have piety, that they turn off evil with good. And so, they come and pressure you. Why you have the scarf? You tell them, why you worried about the scarf? Why you don't worry about that? You need to connect to your Lord. You need to eliminate discriminations. You need to treat people equally. You need to believe in the principle of freedom of faith. You need to believe in diversity. You have a many problem you need to face. My scarf is not a problem for anyone. Not me, not you. And so, you turn evil and bad with good all the time. Actually, as we read in the Quran, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَهْجُرْهُمْ هَجْرًا جَمِيلًا. And another verse said, وَاصْبِرْ صَبْرًا جَمِيلًا. Beautiful patience. What? See, you can be patient, but you're waiting for the time to revenge, to basically take justice in your hand, to teach your enemy a lesson. In Islam, that does not exist. What exists? Patience with forgiveness to your enemy the way you forgive anyone. Patience with love to those who are showing animosity just like those who are not. That is sabran jamila. We do not build bitterness, anger, or revenge. We don't. We believe in forgiveness, and we must first show it, display it, extend it, express it in all aspects. We believe also, as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was running back from At-Taif, he's bleeding, lost his shoes, hungry, thirsty, has been traveling for a week, in fear, no shelter, no protection. Jibreel, the angel, came to him. You want these people to be removed? He said, no, I want them to live. And he prayed for them. Allahumma hdi qawmi فَإِنَّهُمْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Oh Allah, guide these people. They lack understanding. We say the same thing. Oh Allah, guide them all. They lack understanding. We want them to understand the secret behind this life and the secret behind living as a faithful person like a Muslim. Also, we learn when the Prophet ﷺ basically came to liberate Mecca, and he's supposed to collect all those people as a prisoner of war. They have been fighting him for 18 years. They spare no means for oppression and fighting and doing everything they can. Finally, he was able to take over peacefully till they gathered, as they are going to be sent to a camp as a prisoner of war. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam stood up at the door of Kaaba and said, اذهبوا فأنتم الطلقاء. Go after your life, you are free. You don't have to embrace Islam. Also, we learn when the Battle of Badr occurred, as I explained to you, the enemies were well equipped, well trained, well motivated, and that close to Medina. And the Muslims were few, 300. They didn't have anything, food even they don't. So basically the battle went in the favor of Muslims. And so they were able to capture around 100 as a prisoner of war. And they told them, you pay some as a ransom and you are going to be free. And so these were really leaders of Quraysh. So they spent the night in the prison thinking, what I have done to myself. I was the leader who shakes the whole world. I took myself now, tonight, I am a prisoner of war. Not only that, I have lost everything. I have to pay that much of my wealth to free myself. This is what they were thinking among themselves. Nobody knows, but Allah knows. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Jibreel immediately at the end of the night to offer them something. And Allah said, قُلْ لِمَنْ فِي خيرا يؤتكم خيرا مما أخذ منكم ويغفر لكم. Allah told the Prophet, go and talk to them. Who are these? Came carrying weapons to destroy the truth, the Prophet of Allah, the deen, the weak, the oppressed in Medina. They came so and they fell. So Allah telling them, here the offer for you. You have done horrible to yourself and to everyone else. You have taken the arm to suppress the truth, the freedom, to oppress the minorities, to uproot the truth from earth, though hear the offer. One thing, إِن يَعْلَمِ اللَّهُ فِي قُلُوبِكُمْ خَيْرًا. If you can show Allah that you have a good heart, you have something good in your heart, Allah offer you to forgive you all these bad things you did, to replace anything you lost with something better. Only show your Lord you have something good in your heart. And we say same thing. Not only we forgive, Allah will forgive them. Whatever they do, Muslims do not believe in revenge or punishment or paying back. It does not believe. Especially if it is because you are Muslims. This is a credit, a rank in the eyes of Allah. We endure, persist, and a positive attitude. We don't hate them. We don't really think of them that they are evil, they are bad, they are not. The problem is they lack understanding. One student was doing comparative religion, and he basically felt like he is going to go to the slaughtering house to come here and has some information about comparative religion. So one of his classmates, Muslims, said, I will be with you, I will guard you, I will protect you, just be brave and let's go. So he came here and studied for an hour. And then at the door, he said, it is beyond my ability to express. Outside, it is dark. Here, it is daylight. So, whatever we hear there is just evil. I wasn't able even to come to here and listen to you and experience it. The minute for 1 hour, I stayed here and listened and experienced what you have. I can see over there, these people living in dark, based on ignorance. And this is fact, not just for the student, for everybody who comes to interact with you as an individual or in a collective way. You earn their trust. And that's what the enemy don't want to. All of you, no exception. The minute you interact with them and they come to understand a little bit, you earn and you win their trust. And that is our means and tool to basically make them fail, unable to brainwash people to believe that you are bad. You are not, and Allah said so. أقول ما تسمعون واستغفر الله. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن والاه. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, we are not going to be distracted. We are a people of mission, mercy of God to mankind. And we will deliver it in all peaceful ways and loving ways, the ways that have been established by the Prophet ﷺ, with humbleness asking nothing in return. And those who reject, those who refuse, those who show animosity, those who violate our right, those who do whatever they wish out of their ignorance, we forgive them in advance, and we ask Allah to enlighten their heart, to open their mind, to understand what they are missing. We are after building a renaissance. We are after enlightening the society. We are after telling the people, you owe Allah something, you better do it. We are not after of this game that they do. Here we're going to do, and you are going to respond and revenge and go on and on. They are willing to play the game forever, whereas a Muslim never play this game, the game of devil and evil, the game of racist, the game of prejudice. We embrace the good and its people all the time, regardless what they do to us. So dear brothers and sisters in Islam, we say Alhamdulillah, we are Muslims. We say Alhamdulillah alladhi hadana lihada wa ma kunna linahtadiya lawla an hadana Allah. It is honor. It is a source of pride. It is a source of comfort, confidence, hopeful, optimism that you are a Muslim and you have this attitude toward everyone. Even those who mistreat you, who violate your right, who destroy you, who also disturb your life. Again, we are the mercy of Allah, and the mercy of Allah has no exception and no limitation. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم أصلحنا وأصلح بنا أصلح ظاهرنا وباطننا أصلح أولادنا وأزواجنا وذرياتنا يا رب العالمين اللهم اهدنا واهد بنا واجعلنا سببا لمن اهتدى اللهم أبرم لأمة الإسلام أمر رشد يعز فيه أهل الطاعة ويذل فيه أهل المعصية يؤمر فيه بالمعروف وينهى فيه عن المنكر عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون وأقم الصلاة